A lot of having a solar panel like this is trial and error. Some things will work, some things won't. This is a soft panel. It's rated at 60 watts. I got it refurbished. So I've never gotten actually 60 watts out of it. Had this real heavy plastic over it that had peeled off. Kind of a strange thing, but it's got these nice stands. And you can do Type C, USB A, and DC. So you can use the DC for your actual battery pack, like if you had a Jackery. Type C you can use for your phone, or you can use it with the regular USB-C if you're using something smaller, power. But right here I'm looking at USB-C, and this is a 200 watt panel. It's a bio panel. It's by uh, a nice little company by the name of Anker, the exact one who makes this battery pack. And I had a couple of their cords. This one here I tried. I like this cord a lot, actually. It's a couple of them you can see here. Um, this one's rated at 240 watt. This one I'm not too sure about. This is one I got at Walmart. It's a J5, but they're C to C. So when you're using these, like for 240 watt, you have just the same amount of power that you would use in the DC output. You're never going to get 240 watt off this panel, so you're fine. What I like about this Jackery is it actually tells me the exact wattage. Right now it's saying 3.3 because it's up towards 98%. And what's happening with this is that as this battery starts to get to the peak of its charge, it will start to lower the wattage so it doesn't overcharge. But I was pulling a good 15, 16 watts from this thing in the wintertime, in February. So it's a sunny day. It's not bad. But what I like about this battery pack, it shows you your output and input too. So as I use it, I can see what my devices normally use. I can see what the panel's taking in, all that, and it's pretty slick. But these other cords did not work. I plugged them in and they didn't do anything. And the problem was this is a bio cable. It's a bio-based, plant-based one. It's rated around I think 260 watts as well. But I don't believe it's a data cable. What I was running into was the data cables are great, but when you hook them into something like this, it tends to want to feed back as far as forward, which is what you run into with some of these panels. Like if you buy a regular panel, you hook it up and the sun goes down, sometimes it will drain the battery, feeding it out this way. So I couldn't even get it to register. I just had it, I'd plug it in, it would show it was feeding wattage out. So what you want to do if you run into this problem is get a cable that's one like this by Anker, and avoid the data ones, because this is only what you need is for the wattage. Now that might be something that you don't think about because you buy a cable and say, oh wow, it does all this and will also do the wattage. But this somehow trips this thing to make it think that you are going to be doing something with the data as well, and throws the whole thing off. The reason I believe this is because this thing, I believe, how many times a second or minute, actually monitors the output of the overcharge. And you see right now it's down to like 1.6 watts because it's at 98%. And it's going to not overcharge itself. That monitoring, I think, is what is feeding into the data cable and overriding it. So if you run into that, don't think that it won't work. You might need a different cable. You might need something simpler.